You ever have that feeling where your whole system is just buzzing? You know, that low-grade hum of anxiety or tension that you just can't seem to shake? If that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. So today, we're going to walk through a really simple, practical, and best of all, completely free protocol from a source called Sovereign Biology. The whole idea is to help you manually dial down all that noise and get back to your own baseline of calm.
Look, feeling constantly on edge or just plain tired isn't some kind of personal failing. The source material makes it really clear that it's actually a super common biological response to the world we live in. We're pretty much always braced for some kind of threat that, let's be honest, never really shows up. And that leaves our nervous system stuck on high alert.
And this right here is the absolute core of it. This feeling, this static. It's not something you're just imagining. It actually comes from the constant hum of all the synthetic frequencies from our devices, all the chaotic stuff in our food and water, and just a pace of life that keeps our bodies from ever truly getting a chance to rest.
So how do we even begin to clear all this static out? Well, first things first, we need to get a handle on where it's actually showing up in our lives. And this protocol breaks it down into 3 key areas.
First up, there's the mental static. You know exactly what this is. It's that busy mind that just will not switch off, even when you're desperately trying to relax. It can look like feeling super emotionally reactive, maybe a little irritable, or just finding it impossible to focus on one thing without your brain jumping all over the place.
And then, all that mental noise has to go somewhere, right? Well, it shows up in the body as physical static. Think about it. That weird digestive discomfort, restless sleep where you wake up feeling more tired, or that classic nagging tension you hold in your neck, your shoulders, or your jaw. Our bodies are literally holding on to all that stress.
And finally, we get to the source of it all, the environmental static. This is the constant input we're getting from our surroundings. You know, nonstop exposure to electronics and Wi-Fi, not enough time just being in nature, and even the kind of water we drink, which the source suggests can be missing essential minerals after all that heavy filtering.
So what's the solution here? What's the big idea in this protocol? Well, it's a concept called sovereign biology. And it's all about taking back control. It's about you becoming the author of your own inner state by using your own body, your own physiology, to actively turn down the volume on all that noise, both inside and out. And you want to know the best part? You already have everything you need. Seriously, this isn't about buying a bunch of expensive gadgets or supplements. It's all about using the incredibly powerful tools that are already built right into your own body. The protocol introduces what it calls the Sovereign 4. Just think of these as 4 simple foundational practices you can use literally anytime you want to send a direct signal of safety to your nervous system. We've got the extended exhale, the hum, grounding, and the sigh of relief. So let's break each one down. First on the list is the extended exhale. Okay, think of this as an instant brake pedal for your stress response. It's so simple. By making your exhale just a little bit longer than your inhale, say in for a count of 4 and out for a count of 6, you directly stimulate something called the vagus nerve, which basically tells your heart rate and your whole system, hey, it's okay to slow down. Next up, we have a really cool one, the hum. Just by exhaling with a low sound, the vibration you create in your throat physically massages that very same vagus nerve. It's such a powerful direct cue for your body to just shift into rest mode. And the best part is you can do it anywhere, in the car, at your desk. Nobody even has to know you're doing it. Next is grounding, which the protocol calls a literal reset button from the earth itself. The idea here is that getting your bare skin in direct contact with the ground helps your body find its natural electrical balance. This can help lower inflammation and that stress hormone, cortisol. 10 minutes barefoot outside on the grass is ideal, but even just visualizing roots growing from your feet into the earth can have a really calming effect.
And finally, we have the sigh of relief, which is a tool so simple we often do it without even thinking about it. That deep, audible sound? That's actually a hardwired biological mechanism for resetting your respiratory system and releasing muscle tension. The source suggests doing it on purpose 3 times in a row to really get the full benefit.
Okay, so you've got these 4 amazing tools. How do you actually start putting them into practice? Well, the protocol lays out a really simple 7-day plan to help you weave them into your daily life and create what it calls compound calm. Now, the goal here is not perfection, it's just about making progress. It's all about gently layering these practices over a week. So you start with awareness on day 1, just noticing the static. Then you move into actually engaging with the tools, connecting with the earth on day 3, focusing on releasing physical tension, and then integration. By the time you get to day 7, the focus is on sovereignty, on having designed your own simple daily ritual that works for you. Now, once you've built this foundation using all these free, built-in practices, the source material does mention some optional pathways. These are for people who want to sustain and maybe even amplify that newfound clarity by really curating their environment. The key thing to remember here is that the practice is what clears the static. These tools we're about to see, they're presented as totally optional ways to help maintain that clear signal over the long haul. This might be especially helpful for those of you in high-stress jobs or living in areas with a ton of electronic devices. So, for those who want to go a little deeper, the source mentions a few specific types of tools. Things like structured water, which is said to have a more organized molecular structure for better hydration. There are PEMF mats, which use electromagnetic fields to mimic the Earth's natural frequencies. Devices called touch points use vibrations to interrupt stress signals, and there's something called the cosmic tower, which is designed to harmonize the energy in a living space. Okay, so after going through all of this, what's the most important thing to remember? What can you actually take away and use right now?
And it really all comes down to this idea right here. The goal isn't to create some magical, stress-free life. I mean, let's be real, that's impossible. The goal is to build a reliable, personal toolkit that you know you can use anytime, anywhere, to bring yourself back to your center when life inevitably knocks you off balance.
Ultimately, this whole thing is about empowerment. It's about realizing that your sense of calm isn't just something that happens to you. It's something you can actively command and cultivate. So the final question is really for you. Looking at those simple, free tools, the exhale, the hum, the sigh, what's your first step? Which one can you try today?